Call one, hello, direct audition. Neil Flooster is the actor. Take one.
Okay. Have you got my best side? Is this good? Is the lighting good?
Just do the line, please.
Okay. What is up? What's up? What's up?
Last guy. Call one, hello, direct audition. Go ahead. Let's sit down.
All right.
What's your name again? Can you tell me your name, please?
Danny Hayasaka.
And you know the line, right?
Yes, I know the line.
All right.
I think I know the line.
All right.
I think I got it.
Whenever you're ready, give it to me.
Ready. You guys ready? Ready?
Go.
What's up?
What you just saw there is typical of my good friend, Danny Hayasaka. He's fun-loving. He loves to laugh. He's always there for a good time. But also, don't discount the professionalism of Danny as well. Danny works as a senior director of marketing and emergent technologies for Call One. Call One is a reseller of personal and group collaboration devices. Some of the major name brands that you probably know about, such as Jabra, Logitech, Yealink, Neat, and many more. Now, Danny is well known for his YouTube and LinkedIn posts where he does some great videos and demonstrations and breaks down the use cases around these products really, really well. He makes them fun. He makes them easy to talk to. It's the kind of guy you want to grab for a cup of coffee or maybe a beer after work. But, let's talk to Danny and let's get to know him a little better. In fact, let's talk collaboration with Danny Hayasaka. My name's Craig Durr. I work as a researcher and analyst in the field of workplace collaboration. Now, I'm in this great spot where not only do I get to consult with the companies that produce the technologies, the devices, and the services that enable workplace collaboration, but I also get to talk to the end customers and then even the channel partners that are helping to try and figure out the solutions to the problems people are seeing in their workplace environments, the use cases, the challenges, the things that just aren't working right. It's a great place to be. I like the idea that I get to help bridge what takes place between end users and the companies that are making the solutions. So why not? Let's talk more about it. In fact, let's talk about collaboration. Danny Hayasaka. How are you doing? What's up? Exactly.
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic.
Well, hey, I really appreciate you taking the time to join me. This is the inaugural podcast that I'm doing in partnership with UC today. So it's exciting to do this. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome of them to kind of give you this platform to launch your new venture. Yeah.
Well, here's the problem. They don't know if I'm going to be serious or not. So they're just going to get some finished film in the can, and we'll see what they think about it afterwards. Actually, let's dive in. This is as I told you before, this is the opportunity for us to talk about collaboration because you, just like myself, sit in this great intersection in between both the vendor community and that end user community as well. In fact, you speak to a lot of other partners too when you guys go to these events. So you guys get to hear a lot of what's taking place on both sides of this buy and sell equation, huh? I bet you have some good insights to share, and I'm going to dig in.
All
So
right,
be careful.
let's do it.
All right, but first, before we do that,
all right,
let's make sure everyone knows who Danny Hayasaka is, the person. Now I did my research. I'm not going to hold you to it, but I want you to tell me about Danny Hayasaka. Let's introduce yourself to the audience.
Well, Danny, I mean, I was, well, most people don't know this, but I was born in Mexico. We actually immigrated to the United States illegally. And it was something that I can't even believe happened. My mother just kind of came over. My dad had already come across, and my mother came, and she had 3 kids with her. And she put our clothes, all our belongings, inside a laundry bag. Essentially, came to the border and said, "I'm going to go do laundry." And they looked in the bag, and of course, it's laundry. And they let her through. And our uncle's on the other side, and he took us over to our tiny little apartment, 2-bedroom apartment where we started. And and we lived in the shadows for many years. And then Reagan came out and said, "Hey, if you've been in this country X number of years, haven't committed any felonies, come get your green card." And of course,
That's
everybody kind of waited. And then, people were actually getting green cards. And then, bam, they were doing it. So I got my green card. And so we became permanent residents in the United States. And
Yeah, but
then
you know what I
we're
love about
here.
this is that you've been a model U.S. citizen. In fact, you're really proud of your service time in the industry, in the
In the
U.S. Army,
Army.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there till like 1992, I think, or something like that, right?
No, I entered in 92 and got out in 1999.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
See, I told you I did my research, but I had those dates wrong, right? What did you
Yeah.
do in the Army?
I was a so and the recruiter did a great job of recruiting me because I was really big into Taekwondo, into martial arts. I was
Okay,
competing. I was a national competitor, and he said, "Oh, if you go in the Army, you'll be on the U.S. Army, Taekwondo team." And I was like, "Oh," he said, "You'll just be competing all the time." I said, "Oh, all right." So I take my ASVAB, and he said, "Oh, look, you scored high, so you can take medical, so you'll never see the field." Right? And I was like, "Oh, that's even more awesome." So I
right,
joined the Army, and of course, basic training, and then I got my first duty station, or went to AIT for medical laboratory technology because I was like, I guess that's what I scored high enough to do medical
right.
laboratory technology. And basically, I tested everything. So it's funny that that's what I'm doing now. I test things, right? So I
Yeah,
tested
you know,
every human, all the fluids in human body. I tested.
wow. That's
Yeah.
your analytical mind coming through. You also, this is where you met your wife. You guys served together, right?
Yes. Yeah, so she
See?
came in the army, or she came to our unit, and I was standing there in formation, and I saw her. I hadn't seen her; she was new to our unit there,
Yeah.
and I was like, I kind of tapped my buddy, and I said, "Hey, see that girl over there?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "I'm gonna marry her." He's like,
There you go.
"Shut up! You don't even
And
know
and
her." Yeah,
and here you are, two kids, one awesome
yeah,
dog, Otis. I
yep.
love Otis. Otis later is
Hmm.
there, and you guys, do you guys work together also?
Yeah, so she's the senior director of human resources.
It's great.
Yeah,
At Call
so
One as well too,
at
right?
call one as well. Yeah, so we came. She's actually been here longer than I have.
Really?
Yeah, so
I
I've been
love
doing
it.
this for 25 years. She's been here, I think, 26, almost 27 years.
Hey, so this is what I love about where you are. So, as a value-added reseller, you are sitting in a spot which allows you to have conversation both with the vendors and with those end users.
Yep.
I'm curious, as this is a great bridge place to be. Why don't
Hmm.
you share with me some things? Let's talk about this. From where you sit right now and the conversations you're having with end users, is there
Hmm.
anything that you would like to share with the vendor community in terms of what they are doing or what they're maybe missing with what end users are saying or need right now?
Yeah, so that's interesting. So the vendors today are creating some phenomenal technology and devices and equipment, and
Yeah.
it's what I think is missing is the complete story, right? So there's a lot of emphasis placed on selling a particular device, right? So
Yep.
you have this particular unit or this particular unit. But I think what we share when customers come to us, either in a virtual demo or in-person demo, or we're just having a conversation, I share with them that you need to have a complete collaboration ecosystem for to experience the true magic, right?
Right.
So having the rally bar by itself is great, but when you have the rally bar in conjunction with the Teams room or Zoom room platform, as well as the sync software to help
Yeah.
manage that and help improve the features and functionalities as they introduce them, that's when you start having the magic that people see in our experience rooms, because it's not a particular piece of equipment, it's the complete collaboration ecosystem that makes that happen. And many customers don't know that they go online, they see
Yep.
that thing. Oh, they Google, I need a video conferencing bar or something. It pops up, and that's the thing they see, and that's what they get, and then they get it in their space, and it's not doing all the cool things that they
Yeah.
see on YouTube, or they see in the videos that Danny's making, right? And so that's where I think we need to do better, which is why I do what I do in
Yeah.
creating those demonstration videos to highlight what's possible, but then
Hmm.
let's book that demo so that you can ask the questions, but more importantly, so that we can share with you what it actually takes to get this magic to happen.
Got it. Got it. So those vendors, which I think many do, you mentioned a great example, Logitech. helping to create the holistic experience is one of those pieces of advice is that you're trying
Hmm.
to share back with them. I know there's some point vendors and there's some people that have the gadget of the day,
Hmm.
what's coming out, but it makes perfect sense. I mean, our customers that you talk to, are specific to UC platforms or ecosystems, and how does it play in
Yep.
Teams? How's it play in Zoom?
Hmm.
Do you see much Google Meet when the work you're doing right now?
Yeah, so interestingly, so we have two companies, Call One, Hell Direct. So Call One focuses primarily on large enterprise, and those
Yep.
organizations typically have dedicated IT teams, and they are in communications with the platform providers as well as the hardware manufacturers.
Yeah.
And so it's a easier conversation, right? At the top level and the kind of the decision making level, and even in the
Yeah.
IT world. But once you start coming down a few ranks, to the
Hmm.
actual end user that's walking into the room, that's where we start to see things fall down a little bit. Because while up here they're very aware of this technology and how it works,
Yeah.
folks down here, not so much. And then Hell Direct is on the SMB side, and they don't have necessarily dedicated IT teams, and they have
Yeah.
almost zero clue about what technology is available. Mostly they know what they know, which is a webcam and a speakerphone and a headset. That's what
Yeah.
they know, right? And
Yep.
so when they try to create a video conferencing solution for their spaces, there's a huge knowledge gap that exists, and I think that's where folks like Call One Hell Direct can come in and help. But if
Yeah.
they don't even know we exist, they're never going to come knocking on our door
Yeah.
to help, right? Which is
I, I
why we
was
create
I
all this
was just on
content.
site. I was just on site with another customer. They probably have in their offices, I think they have like 180 employees, and they probably had in the one office I was there about 60 to 75. Great tech company based out of Austin, Texas. But you're right, it was in their conference room because they just try and connect three locations primarily, and then they talk to customers. But their big room, which was their team's all hands
Hmm.
room, they had a center of table camera from a unknown provider. They had a lot of wires everywhere. They never had it
Yeah.
set up right so that the person speaking, the CEO or the COO, was captured on film. It's a lot. I call them. I have a paradox. I call it they're either light IT lean or IT robust, and there's people fall somewhere on that graph. And Hello
Hmm.
Direct sounds like you're dealing with a lot of IT lean
Oh
organizations.
yes, yes.
I bet. I
And
bet.
those are the folks that actually need the most help.
Yep.
But also in the large enterprise world, the end users, the actual end users that are walking into those spaces day in, day
Yeah.
out, those are the folks that need the most education. And I think that's another area where everyone can improve. Let's do better at educating people on how to actually use the technology.
So you think is that part of the message back to the vendors, or do you think that's to your peers as value-added resellers? I mean, is it a both?
Both. It's
Both.
actually everyone. So it has to
Yeah.
come from the manufacturers themselves, the platform providers, as well as the people that are selling the devices. Because I know there are some folks out there that move boxes. They literally just
Okay.
someone places an
Yeah.
order, they get the box, they ship the box, and that's it. They're done,
Wonderful. Well,
right?
let's do this. Let's help bridge some messages towards the end user side of the equation now. So again, you have a lot of great insight in terms of what vendors are doing, what they're trying to do, and you probably see a lot of common challenges that end users
Hmm.
do. If you had a chance to share a message to the end user or even the IT lean or IT buyer community, what's top of mind that you would want to share on the other end of the spectrum?
It can get better. There is better, and the only way to do that is to open your mind and
Yeah.
not focus on what you Googled, but reach out to experts in the field, like Call One Hell Direct, that can actually guide them. There's usually no cost to have that conversation with a vendor, but at least start educating yourself, because I see it too often where, like you were mentioning, you walk into a space and it's massive, and they complain about the how horrible hybrid is, hybrid
Mm.
meetings. Everyone should just come in. But when
Yep.
you're sitting there and there's a single webcam for an individual, and then a little Bluetooth speakerphone in this massive space, well, yeah, that's why you're having a poor experience, because the technology isn't aligned for this. So I think they need to learn that there is better, that
Yeah.
there's a whole world of cool technology that can help bridge that remote and in-person world and make
Yep.
it such a better experience. And you don't even think about it. You just walk into the room, you hit the one button, and that's all you have to do.
You know,
You
it
start.
reminds me of a conversation. In my previous life, before I was working as an analyst and researcher, I worked as a product manager and managing a team. And my engineer peer had a great phrase. He said, "Don't come to me with what you think the answer is. Come to me with the problem, and it's my job to help you come to the right answer." It sounds like it's the same thing you want to message to
Yes.
those end users, right?
Oh yeah, because as I tell them, you don't go to headset school and you don't go to AV school. We do,
Yeah. There you
right?
go. And like you said, a lot of this is free, advice. I know that there's professional services wrapped around it too, but for the most
Yep,
part, I think people get nervous talking to vendors because they believe they're locking themselves into buying in the
exactly.
moment, right? As opposed to
Yeah.
having the open dialogue, right?
Yeah, and and I help so many people. So because of YouTube video, because of LinkedIn,
Yeah.
I get a lot of IMs, and a lot of people do reach out, and you'd be surprised how many people I help for free, and there's no obligation. I don't expect anything in return. I'm truly I want to help them because I know, because I get to use all these toys, that life is so much better when you have the right technology.
I am totally there with you. I had someone reach out to me because he saw one of the presentations I gave, and he was in IT. He said, "You are describing a problem that I have. Can you help me with it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't do that, but I can put you in touch with the people." But it's rewarding because I felt
Yeah.
like, I felt like honestly connecting with those people that understands that sound like you're doing the same thing, and then bringing them solutions. It's kind of
Hmm.
fun. It's why I enjoy what I do, and I'm sure it's the same thing you do as well.
Oh yeah. It's absolutely, I love to help people because, again, you and I are in a different place because we get to see a lot of the technology before it's even introduced to the general public.
Yeah.
And so seeing that stuff and then knowing what's available, knowing what's coming, it's like, just hang on, guys, it's coming, you know? But at the same time, there's technology today that would change people's lives immensely if they were aware that it existed and what it did.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's what I call the difference between the technology curve and the adoption curve. I mean,
Yep.
there's a lot of technology out there. It's just the adoption part. All right, I'm going to transition this.
Okay.
I've got here. We're going to end this with what I call three questions. It's an original segment here. Three questions.
All right.
But these aren't your typical questions, and we're going to roll this out. I think I kind of do these in the style of a late night TV show host. So I'm looking for your best honest answer, and if you crack up, more the better. You ready?
All
Three
right.
questions. Now here's your first one. I think you got this one here. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
If your video conferencing setup, where you have right now, had a spirit animal, what spirit animal would that be, and why?
What spirit animal? It would be a mm. Now my spirit animal is monkey. I know that.
But yeah, but
But
it's chaotic.
my
That's
yeah,
chaotic. You're
yeah,
not
but
chaotic right now. You're
no, no,
smooth.
no,
It's
no.
graceful.
Yeah, so this is more I would say like a dolphin.
Ooh, look at you pulling the Florida ocean reference there.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
Smooth, working the waves, going through it.
And they work together.
Intelligent.
They work
Yeah,
together
good
with
one.
everyone. Yeah.
I love it. I love that you came up with a strong answer right out of the gate. Let's see where else I can throw you here. The
All right.
dolphin. Okay, Mr. Dolphin. All right, here you go. You don't have a cat, you have a dog.
Yep.
But when you see someone have their cat walk across their keyboard in front of a video conferencing, you know what I'm talking about
Oh
before, right?
yes.
Person working in home
Yep.
office there. What is your secret in terms of keeping a straight face? Or do you just call them out on that cat on the keyboard moment? What do you do?
In the beginning, that was amusing and it was but these days it's so commonplace that I don't even I don't even acknowledge it. Actually, I just let it go. I mean, it's a thing that happens. Like a
I
kid
was in a
running in the background, a
yeah,
bird flying across. Yeah.
right. I don't know if you remember
The-
way back before we were all working from home, there was a news commentator who was working remote. I think he was in Thailand or something like that. And he was doing a BBC update. And
Yep.
his kid came bursting in the background in a little cart.
Yeah.
There's a meme on it somewhere. And his wife was like crawling on hands and knees to get that
Yeah.
kid out of the video. And now it's like, whatever. It's,
It's a thing. I'm telling you, I was in a video call with someone, and they had a bird. The bird was like right in their shirt, just hanging out right there. Yeah.
I was on with one too, and the woman had a cat, but the cat wasn't in the screen. All you saw was like the tail flicking every now and then in front of her face as it was sitting there. She was petting.
Yeah.
Um, okay, here's the last one, and I'm going to see
All
if
right.
this works. So you do a lot of presentations. This isn't a tough one, but I'm
Yep.
curious. Is there an unspoken rule of doing virtual meetings that you have that you might have broken, and then how you get away with it? So is there something you try and do in every virtual presentation that you're doing with these customers, and all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh, that just fell apart. And then you have to figure out the best way to handle it?
It hasn't happened yet.
No. I think your down to nature, very human approach to it is what makes it worthwhile. Actually,
Yeah.
I want to make sure I end on that note. I mean, that is why I appreciate all the work that you do. I mean, it's as if, like I said in the beginning, I finish up hearing what you want to do, and I'm like, I want to sit down and have a cup of coffee with that guy.
Let's do
If
it.
he drinks beer, I want to have a beer with him afterwards.
Let's do it. I do. Whatever it
Let's
is,
do it.
I'm doing it.
That's all right. Hey, Danny, this has been an awesome inaugural webcast. I really appreciate you coming on. I think you helped set a good tone for this. It's gonna be a lot of
Good,
fun.
good, good. Yeah. Yeah. Wish
Well,
you all the
everyone,
best.
yeah, we're gonna wrap this up right now. Again, I want to thank my guest, Danny Hayasaka. He's the marketing director for new technology.
Call.
What it's
Yeah.
but
Emerging technology. It's. I get
it's a great
paid
time.
to know things and talk about it.
Here it is. If and that's the best part of it. For call one, thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. There's an opportunity to go ahead and share this webcast as well as comment and like. And check out Danny. If you're not following him right now on LinkedIn or on YouTube, be sure that you do that. Oh, he's got it right there, and
Yeah,
you'll
I
get
got
a
a little
magic
sticker.
sticker from him.
Look at
There it
that.
is, right there. You got it.
Yep.
And then from there, you will learn as much as I've been learning about all these great devices that he has. All right, everyone. Take care, Danny. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you. All right. Bye, everyone.